Hello everyone, it is Frazzled Cat and I'm back today to do an update on my project pan. So this is my November update, but I have sort of decided that because it's getting close to the end of the month, I am getting a little bit frazzled with work and trying to get stuff done by the end of the year. I've got a lot of content I want to film and no time to do it. I have decided that this is going to be my last check-in before the conclusion of the project pan. So I want this project pan wrapped up in a nice little bow by the end of next month, probably well before Christmas, so that I can start fresh in the new year for my next project pan. Now, what I did last year, which I think I'll be doing this year as well, is doing a live chat at some point where I can get people's opinion on what products to include in my project pan. So I will do that probably over the Christmas break when I've got a bit more time. Also, I do have my sheet mask project pan that I'm going to update soon as well. Again, that one I'm so close to finishing, so I think I might hold out a couple of weeks and try to conclude that early December. So that's where that is, and life has just been hectic. I blame work, really. There's a lot of projects that they want to sort of wrap up by the end of the year, which means that I don't have time to film or edit. So here we are, rushing things. And I've got 15 minutes to film this. So let's get on to it. Let's start with the products that I've used up since my last update. I do also want to mention that I'm not going to be subbing in any new products because we've only got a month left. So I'm just going to try to finish as much as possible. Okay, the thing that I finished today, and I tried so hard to finish this, this is the MAC That's Peachy Glow Play Blush. This is a putty blush. Now, I've learnt that once it gets down to the bottom, I can't even open this. There we go. Once it gets down to the bottom, it sort of balls up in chunks, which is not fun to use. It's a bit messy, it's a bit annoying, so that's one downside of this formula. But over the last few days, I've been wearing this on my cheeks, I've been using it to top my lipstick, I've been using it as an eyeshadow, I've been using this all over my face just to use it up, and I am going to consider this done. Can I scrape a little bit out and use a little bit more? Possibly, but I've had enough. So I am wearing it today. It's a beautiful colour. I like the formula, but yeah. It's done. Something that's not 100% done, but I don't want to use it anymore and it's close enough, is my Purito Cica Clearing BB Cream. This wasn't bad, but it wasn't for me. Firstly, I could only apply this with a sponge, and all my sponges at the moment, I think they're somewhere dirty because I don't know where they are. So I've been using brushes, and this is streaky as heck with brushes. So when you apply it, you're like buffing it in, it's sitting on top of the skin and you're trying to work it in and you're there for 5 minutes and you end up wanting to throw this at the wall because it's taking too much time and you can't be bothered. Also, it wears off halfway through the day. So for me, I have like patches around my nose and chin that are completely gone. So for me, I'm down to like a few applications left, but I don't want to use it. So I'm considering this done. I did a good enough job. It's done. I introduced this Nabla brow pencil last month. This is a micro brow pencil. This snapped off like the second use that I went to go use it. So this has been done for a long time. Another thing that snapped off and broke, I'm very sad. My e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Balm, I think it's called, in the shade Happy. I was using this and this broke off. Now I could have melted it and tried to stick it together and but there was only a small amount, and I made a joke about it on shorts. It is what it is. It's great colour, great formula, would repurchase this. there was an e.l.f. sale online and I was like, oh, I'll add a few of these to my cart. And then I looked at my lip drawer and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just keep it in mind for the future when you actually don't have 300 lip products to get through. So I haven't repurchased this, but I was tempted because it's very nice. Another thing I used up was my lip gloss. So this is my Pat McGrath lip gloss in the shade Flesh Fantasy. I bought these, I got 3 of them actually, or 2 more, on sale at the Pat McGrath website. They were like down to like $10 or something, 10 Australian bucks, which was like nothing for Pat McGrath. These are quite nice. Over time, they get a bit gluggier. It is what it is. But I like this. Beautiful effect. Whenever I wore it, my lips looked good on camera, looked good in person. And it is done. I did try to get the bottom bit out. Like there was a few times I went to go scrape it out, but it just kept shoving down the bottom. Anyway, I'm considering that done. I did also take the stopper out. So this is completely without the stopper. So I think I've done a really good job with that one. So huzzah. I also used up my Lana Lips 101 ointment in Strawberry Shortcake. I use this mainly in the car, actually. I put this in my like cup holder and I used it. It's just a clear lip balm. It had like a strawberry cakey smell to it. You could also use this on your cuticles, dry skin, whatnot. So, cat hair floating in the sky. Get off my lashes. Anyway, done. The last thing apparently, according to my list that I keep in my notes that I finished, that I don't know where it is my Soap and Glory eyeliner. So that was getting dry. I could only do like half a line before I was like shaking and try to like get some out. So I decided that's done. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. Okay, let's talk about the rest of the stuff. And I'm going to be real and tell you what I think I can realistically achieve in the next month, because it's probably not much. So I might narrow this down a little bit and have a really core focus, because if I spread myself too thin, we're not going to see any progress, and that's going to be where it's at. So realistically, what can I use up? Now that I don't have a foundation in my project pan, I think I can use up my, of course I'm out of focus, this bloody camera, my Natasha Denona concealer. I think I can use up. I have been using this quite a bit as my foundation, and I can see sort of scrape lines. So this is one, again, I'm going to open up and really try to use. I think if I use this as my main base, I can probably use it up. Again, no real rush with this one, but because I'm so close to the end and it gives me that incentive to possibly try a new concealer, I kind of want to use it. So that one, I'll have weights on the screen of where it was at last month versus this month, but that one I will keep in my rotation. I've also got my mixed powders. This was made out of 2 Laura Mercier powders. One is just like a translucent sort of semi-matte one, and one is a glowy one. Now, I haven't topped this up since my last check-in. It is still going, so I don't know how much I have left in here. It doesn't, this much. It doesn't really matter anyway, but I want to use this up by the end of the month, which I think is very realistic. I won't put weights on the screen because I emptied out the matte one last month, and the glowy one I haven't added any more in, so there's no point weighing that, but that's going to be one of my main focuses. I do also have my Laura Geller. This is the Double Take Baked foundation, so powder foundation. This, again, I do know from experience that if I use this quite a lot, like if I have a really low coverage BB cream type foundation and I use this to sort of set it and add a bit more coverage, I can use this up really quickly. But I'm using a concealer as a base, which is not the lowest coverage thing in the world. So I think I'm going to put this aside and come back to it next year. My eyeliner, this is by Urban Decay. I think if I'm, whoa, the base came off. If I'm more consistent with this, again, I can use it quite a lot. I think as it's getting small, I lose it. It is what it is. I've also lost my brow powder. I made a good dent in that and then it disappeared. So that one, I'll have a photo of where it was at last time. If I find it, cool. I'm not sad about that because I prefer brow pencils. But if I do find that, I might incorporate it into a future project, or I might just declutter it. I don't know. But this one has been hiding in the bottom of my makeup bag. So I do use it, but I think if I use this enough to sharpen it like 3 or 4 times, I think this is pretty much done. So I think realistically, if I really hit this up for a month, and I might even use it as a base, so like put it on and blend it out, I think I could use it up. I think it's a challenge, but I'm willing to do that. If I've been wearing blush on my eyes and lips, as well as all over my face all week, I can use it up as an eyeshadow. Lip products, realistically, probably not. I introduced, was it 4 of these? Hourglass Ultra Slim Confession lipsticks, whatever they're called, in this project, and I've used up 3. So having 1 left that I lost for a long time isn't that big a deal, but there's really not much left. So this is very tempting because look, there's not much left. And I will have where I was up to last month on the screen. If I'm comparing photos and there's no progress, all right, this is probably something I can't achieve. But if I decide that for some reason in the warm weather, in November and December in Australia, I want to rock a berry lip every day, this might go. I might even be able to use it as a blush. I don't know. This is question mark. Again, this is one that I think I had in my handbag and I sort of neglected a bit. This is my MAC, what's the color? It's a huggable lip color in Cherry Glaze. I love this because it's a bright red, which I love. It's really glossy. You can see how glossy it is. Obviously, I'm putting it over a berry, so I just love it. I think it's great. I have been wearing this a bit, but I think this is going to be kicking around at least all summer, which goes until end of Feb in Australia, by the way. So this one will probably carry over to next year, but I think I'll keep it around because I don't want to wear a berry every day. It is what it is. I want to wear some bright colors occasionally. This, my brow setter, Benefit Brow Setter. This is, look, this sets your brows so well that when I'm in the shower at night, like I can feel like the chunks. It just comes like you really have to work cleanser in there. Whatever happens next month, this is going. It's virtually empty. And I don't really use it consistently enough to like have brow setting products as my like daily makeup item. So it's old, it's pretty much used up. So I'll just keep using it organically and then it's going. My primer, this is my Dermalogica Hydra Blur Primer. I think this could maybe not go. It's down to here. I think I could do fairly well with it. I think I introduced this last month, so it's fairly new. And I think it's right up to the top. So I think if I am actually quite consistent with it, and this does work really nicely with the concealer to make a sort of hydrated base product, I think I can work some magic. No way. This is my MAC Born to Beam Pro Longwear Paint Pot. This has like a year to go. This, I don't even know if I want to include it in my project pan next year because I don't want gold eyeshadow every day. And I was tricking myself into thinking if I put a bold enough eyeshadow over the top, it will hide it. But I don't want to wear bold eyeshadow every day. So inevitably everything looks gold. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This is one that I can leave for the chat when I do the live chat and people can feed in opinions, let me know. But I'm sort of feeling like life's too short to force myself to use this every day. But it's also a nice product, so I'll probably keep it in a drawer until I try to use it up again. I don't know. This is my problem. Keep this in my project pan thing, but I don't think the progress is going to be good. I'll have weights on the screen. To be fair, I was reviewing an eyeshadow palette quite heavily this month, so there were weeks where I was not wearing that because I didn't want that to sort of hinder the effect of the eyeshadow, so I was using a different base. So that's probably having a lot less usage than it previously did have. Speaking of eyeshadow, I know people wait for this moment. You'll probably be disappointed. Oh, I can hear one of the pans fall out already. Oh, this is my custom Too Faced palette that I made from other Too Faced palettes. Now with this one, oh, there's a few that are floating around. This is not good to travel with, so I can't take this. I spend one night at my parents' place every week, and I can't bring this because, as you could hear, even picking it up, the pans fall out. Now, again, I didn't use this much this month as much as I used to because I was reviewing an eyeshadow palette. And then after that, I was sort of busy with work and just using really simple things. So I have been using it and there are pans. I don't know if they're much bigger than they were. Also, I have to note that there's a tiny dip in this one because since I've lost my brow powder, I sometimes use this one as an eyebrow color. So there's that silver lining, I suppose. So here's a bit of a zoom in. We've got 5 pans. I would love to use up this one because I can, realistically. And I could make some bigger dents on some other ones. And I don't know if you can tell, but regardless of what happens with this, I'm obviously not going to use it up unless I decide to start painting my whole body in eyeshadow. But I will probably get rid of this. Like, I think I've given it a really good shot. Like, I've been using it. I can tell what colors I'm just not going to reach for. And it's old, but I'll give it one more month of last hurrah. When it comes to my cheek palette, I'm hoping I've made some progress here. I think I have. I was hitting this up quite a lot at the start of this past month, but then what happened was I was like, I've really got to use that putty blush. And so I sort of shifted. So my progress sort of stalled, but this is starting to get a bit chunky. It would benefit from a repress. I might do that. If I do, I will take photos before the repress and after so you can see how they looked. But maybe if I repress both of these, I could potentially use them both up. The last thing, which is a bit of an anticlimax, I should have talked about this earlier, is my Nabla highlighter. This one I don't think I've used all month, simply because I've been using other things. Also, I started today just using one of these eyeshadows in here as a highlighter. So that might be a bit of a, I might hold this for next year. So put this on pause and then actually, why do these keep falling out? Come on, you're magnetic. It's not that hard. And then I might start using some of these shades as highlighters. They're quite bold, but I'm not shy to a bold highlighter lately. So I think I might start using these as a highlighter and start to get some really like bigger pans over the next month. I'm going to get creative. This is going to be my brow powder. It's going to be my eyeshadow. It won't be my blush because I've got plenty of blush. You know, I'm going to try a lot of things just to get some last minute usage out of that. So a lot of things used up, 2 things being put on freeze until next year. I think we're in a good position, but what I'll do next check-in when it's my hurrah conclusion, I will go through how many products I've used up and a breakdown of the categories of them. Because I always find that's quite interesting, especially when you're planning or budgeting for makeup. If you know how many foundations you use in a year, how many powders you use in a year and that kind of thing, this is going to be a bit skewed for me because my powders are massive and I've got 2 of them, which probably equate to like using up 4 powders. But regardless, you can sort of know how many lip balms do I use, how many concealers do I use, and you can plan for that. So I find sort of reflecting on that quite handy. But yeah, I'm going to knuckle down and have some really weird makeup days where I'm using lipstick on my cheeks and eyes and eyeshadow on my eyebrows and all that kind of stuff just to get some of this progress happening. But I'm happy to check in because I feel like I haven't spoken to you all in a long time because life is hectic. Also, don't ask me about my no buy, low buy, slow buy, because even though I have not bought an ounce of makeup or anything, the sales are starting to happen. And I have bought too many fragrances. Surprise, surprise. So I think that's gone to the wayside. But I also predicted that I will stop it around this time simply because it's the time where I start buying like Christmas presents for people and sales start hitting and I stock up on things for next year. So I might not update that because I just gave you an update then. So that's where that is at. But I've got a lot of things I want to review and talk about, which I haven't had a chance to. So that will be coming up hopefully soon. So thank you for listening to my rambling stuff. You can tell where my head's at. And also if someone comments about how bad my hair is and how I should brush my hair, I don't care. I don't care. Life is hectic. I don't care. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'd love to chat to you in the comments because I like to chat to you in the comments. Let me know how you're going with your Project Pan series. How are you going with a low buy or no buy or slow buy? How are you going with sales? Tell me about the cool sales. Let me know what's happening. I want to know. And thank you so much to my members for supporting my rambling. I will see you all hopefully in the next one. Bye.